Welcome back, everybody, to Week 4 of the Houston Texans season. They've started out 3-0, very strong, and they're looking to extend that winning streak against the ghost of their past, Deshaun Watson, and the Cleveland Browns, who are 2-1 to start the season. I do apologize if I'm a little sniffly for the recording of this. I've been having some pretty bad early spring allergies, I guess you could say they are. Which is why it's been taking me so long to get this dumb little video out. Anyway, it's been an interesting start to the season for Heath Matlock, Keegan Whitfield, and co. Nelson Agholor has been putting up numbers. He's over 300 or 400 or something yards to start the season through just 3 games. Brandin Cooks hasn't been racking up the yards, but he's got a few touchdowns. Dameon Pierce, he's been steadily getting better every week. A couple weeks ago he put up 3 touchdowns, but only about 60 yards. Last week he put up another 3 touchdowns, but this time also cracked the 100-yard mark. William Lewis in the end zone, he's going to be our kick returner for the day. Your Houston Texans are going to start this one off on offense. So, I don't know if I've said yet that Cleveland is 2-1 to start their season, but they are. So we'll get a look at Houston against an opponent that is over 500. And it'll be an interesting matchup as well, seeing Houston against Deshaun Watson. Hopefully our defense can put a stop to him, because he doesn't deserve to even be in the NFL, let alone, be starting for a team. So the first handoff is going to be to James Conner for the day. He's just going to get 2 yards. Nothing too interesting, but we got to start somewhere. Again, I do apologize if I sound a little off on the recording of this one, but got to get done. 2nd and 8, the snap from Matlock, and the throw to Agholor. Agholor gets his feet down, secures the catch, and that's a first. As a Madden player, I've never really appreciated the secure catch mechanic until now. For a long time I was always like, man, I'm always covered by these defenders. I try to go for the aggressive catch, but then they end up out of bounds because they're, leaping or whatever. But the secure catch, now that I'm not as stupid as I used to be, I realize is what really helps you keep your feet inbound for those sorts of plays. And it doesn't necessarily mean if you're being covered by a defender that you won't reach over them to make the catch, which is what I always assumed that it was going to be. I thought secure catch was only for when you were wide open or something. Anyway, the drive is stalling out a little bit. It's 3rd and 8 now. We're going to fake a handoff to Conner, roll out, try and find Agholor, and exactly what I told you. Held down that 8 button, and he went up to make a beautiful catch, but because I was making the secure catch, he got his feet inbounds for that. I think this is actually going to get challenged. If I were Cleveland, I would be challenging this for sure, but we'll see. And you can see at least for sure that left foot definitely gets inbounds. So actually, no, this one doesn't get challenged. I guess maybe because it's so early, Cleveland didn't want to waste a timeout. So the handoff is going to be to Dameon Pierce. He's got a wide open lane. He's going to get, I believe that was about 15 yards on that rush. 14 or 15, so he's got 16 in just 2 runs. 1st and 10 at the 10. Houston is threatening to score on their first drive. And Heath Matlock gets the throw to Cooks, and Brandin Cooks is in for the touchdown. 6-0, about to be 7-0 lead for Houston. Quick, efficient drive, just under 5 minutes, but right up and down the field. They got a 3rd down conversion. They weren't perfect, obviously, but they still, like I said, they were efficient and they got the job done, which is what you want to be seeing from the rookie 2nd overall quarterback, 2nd overall pick, Heath Matlock. So we're going to take a look at defense here. Deshaun Watson, he's going to make a throw, and I make a horrific miss with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Thankfully, Nick Chub runs out of bounds, because that very well could have been a touchdown, not just a 29-yard gain. So Deshaun Watson, he's in the shotgun formation. 1st and 10 at the 15, he's going to snap the ball, throws it, and it's going to be down at the, I thought that was going to be the 1, but they mark it at the 2. So, not going to be very long after we take over. And after Cleveland takes the ball, because they've only had the ball for about 2 minutes now, the handoff is going to be Nick Chub, and Nick Chub gets tackled but falls right into the end zone for the touchdown. And we're going to have a tie ball game. And then we're going to skip ahead here a little bit. We had a couple stall-out drives. Well, we had a stall-out drive, they had a stall-out drive. But now we're marching down the field, and we are at their 22-yard line. 2nd and 3 for the Houston Texans. Houston Texans. The handoff is to Dameon Pierce, and he's just going to get 3, but that's all he needed. So 1st and 10 at the 18. Dameon Pierce is really the leader that this offense needs. The veteran leader, even though he's only the sophomore running back. He's definitely the highest overall. I believe he's higher overall than Brandin Cooks. So he's the highest overall player on this offense at the moment. That's not like on the line, because obviously Laramie Tunsil counts. Bad throw there from Heath Matlock really shows, his inexperience at quarterback. He can rush some passes and really just put some stinkers up where there should be some easy ones. So we're gonna have 3rd and 4 here. We can only rely on Dameon Pierce so much, as I need to say. But Matlock, we can't really rely on our right tackle at all. Myles Garrett is going to get his first sack in the game, and we're going to be forced to kick it with Fairbairn. So Fairbairn going to boot one home, 4-3, and we have a pretty precarious lead, just 10-7. So Heath Matlock, decent start to the game, but he's showing that he has a little trouble sticking with it for a full quarter, let alone for a full game. But Jabril Peppers simulate for just one play, and Deshaun Watson immediately turns it over. Jabril Peppers gets his first interception as a Houston Texan, and we're at the 2. 1st and goal. Dameon Pierce gets the handoff. He just gets 1 yard, though. This Cleveland Browns defensive line is pretty ferocious, especially as you saw earlier, Myles Garrett on that end. So we go with another handoff to Pierce, and he is in for a very easy touchdown in a wide open lane. So we are extending our lead. It is going to be 17-7 after this indecipherable. I don't know what he was doing. Was he pretending to be a cameraman? Because he was a little too animated for a Madden cameraman. So we skip ahead after some pretty disgusting drives, and this game is all tied up. Cleveland, our defense can't really stop them. We came up with just enough to force them to kick a field goal, but then they get a touchdown. And as you can see, I was doing some simulating because I had a really bad drive there, and we get a safety, and we get the ball back. Which is why sometimes I feel a little bit bad about simulating so much of these games, and then I realize, we actually have a better chance to win the more that I simulate, apparently. Because basically all of the worst offense that happens is when I'm playing the offense, and all the worst defense that happens is when I'm playing the defense. But I do want to get some gameplay for this, gameplay series, so we hand it off to James Conner on 2nd and 1, and he gets the first down and quite a bit more. He's got 24 yards on 4 rushes. Alex Anzalone with his first tackle on the day. So 19-17, a bit of a weird lead for Houston Texans now, and again, another bad pass. This time it's from Keegan Whitfield, who just hasn't been having the greatest start to his day against the Browns. So we're going to take him right back out, sub back in Heath Matlock, and it's 2nd and 10. Got under 5 minutes left to go in the second frame. So Houston trying to extend this weird 2-point lead that we have. And Matlock hits Aguilar on that throw finally. Aguilar has about, I think that was 9 or 10 yards or something like that. So Aggie, 89 on the day and just 5 catches. Lovie Smith, very happy with that early preseason free agency acquisition, late free agency acquisition, early preseason acquisition. He's just showing that he's got enough speed and the veteran leadership to really help carry this offense alongside Dameon Pierce. Brandin Cooks is doing that as well, but he's not putting up as explosive plays, he's putting up the consistent plays. So Matlock back 1st and 10, he's going to get taken down again. This time it's by Fields, the second, I almost said the third, which proves that I can't read whether it is letters or numbers. So 2nd and forever for Houston. Matlock is rolling out to the right. He's going to try and find his guy again. And Agholor somehow comes down with that. I thought that was going to be a pick for sure. Again, I have played these games. I have edited these games. Sometimes there are plays that I just forget the outcome of because they just don't look like they're going to work out. For some reason, I skipped over. I was so excited here at this point about that catch that I skipped over that replay entirely. But Pierce gets the handoff, and he's got a lot of room to work with. He is in for the touchdown on a 17-yard rush. So, Houston, with about 2 minutes left in the second, extends the lead. It is going to be 24-17. So, not the best defensive effort, but a good offensive effort. Let's see where we go from here. Oh, I said 24. It is 26 because of our weird safety. So, Cleveland, quick 3-and-out. Again, our defense performs much better when I'm not missing like a billion tackles. But we're going to get a freebie. Myles Garrett roughs the passer. Essentially tried to murder Heath Matlock. Tried to take his life. And the ref said, you're not allowed to do that anymore. This is not the 80s. So it is 1st and 10 with 1:30 just about on the clock. The Texans are going to try and extend this lead even more. Matlock tries to force a pass, and he's lucky that just got knocked down because there's a safety look like coming in there for something way worse than just a swatting. So 2nd and 10, just again, about 1:30 on the clock. Matlock rolling out. He can't really find anybody. Oh my God, he does find Brandin Cooks. I thought he was going to get annihilated there. Again, not me playing, me watching. I thought he was going to get annihilated. Matlock throws it to Cooks. I've got the horrible sniffles, and I'm trying to fight through them because our boys are fighting through this drive very, very beautifully. Matlock rolling out to the right again. He hits Akins for a gain of 8. 2nd and 3. I guess 7. Sorry, it's hard to focus while you're fighting for your life against a sneeze here. Again, if you could hear me sniffling, I really apologize for how disgusting that is. James Conner, however, going to roll over for the first down, 1st and goal, with I believe 15 seconds on the clock. Houston uses their 2nd timeout, so they've still got a timeout left. They got some room to play around with if they need it. Don't forget, folks, it's allergy season, so it doesn't hurt to take a little bit of honey every morning and fight back the allergies in an all-natural sort of way. That's what I do. As you can tell, it's working beautifully. Matlock sneaks it into Agholor for the touchdown. Beautiful throw. Found his receiver just wide open. Got it right into his chest, under the defender's arm. And it was off the back foot as well, so got to be pleased with Heath Matlock's performance here. He took just, I believe it was two 2-minute drives, 2-minute offenses, and really performed admirably. So we're going to take over a few minutes into the 3rd quarter. Keegan Whitfield on the option. Going to lose 3 yards. He's had a rough day all around, passing and rushing. But he's got some room to work with considering our 13-point lead at the moment. So he's got Aggie, Collins, and Cooks up high. He's going to roll out, and he makes a brutal throw. 0 for 3 for him on the day. Looks like Lovie Smith is going to keep him on the field, though, for 3rd and 13. See what he can do on 3rd and long. Again, rolling out to his right. Tries to find Aggie, and Aggie just makes a catch that most receivers really shouldn't. Not shouldn't. I know that a lot of receivers can, but considering it was from a rookie quarterback, he made that work. But this is the play that Cleveland challenges early in the 3rd because they really need it. But as you can see, Aggie brings that right foot down right here. He just gets enough space, just enough of his toe to brush against before his knee goes down. And I believe they're going to call it the same. So yeah, Cleveland loses a very important timeout here. They've only got 2 left to work with now for the rest of the game. And Houston has a 1st down at the 40-yard line. So we'll see if they can try and extend their lead even further. It'd be great if they could. Whitfield is getting chased, and I believe that's going to be another roughing the passer call because I think he got annihilated. Yeah. He got annihilated like a couple seconds after he threw the ball. That time it's Perrion Winfrey taking the penalty. So 1st and 10, another freebie for Houston. They are at Cleveland's 25. 25-45. Whitfield rolling out to his left now, decided to change it up a little bit. He's going to try and tuck in and run himself. Gets tripped up on his own guy. His tight end decided not to block for him, just kind of stood there in his way. Love to see it. 2nd and 2 now at the 37. It's an option play. No, it's not. It was just a regular run play. Sorry, again, I am in a state of delirium the further along I get in this video. While holding back the sneeze. I've been holding back the sneeze this whole time. Another handoff. This time it's to Pierce. Pierce gets tackled down. He's got a gain of 6. 67 yards for him. He's got 2 touchdowns. So another very good performance for him. He's got 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games. Whitfield snaps the ball. Makes the throw to Cooks, but Cooks can't wheel it in. He's got a defender. Can't wheel it in. Can't reel it in. He's got a defender all over him. 3rd and 4 now for Keegan Whitfield. He's going to try and make something happen, try and get a 1st down. The right tackle there actually made something work, and Whitfield has enough space and enough speed to run ahead. They're going to call that a fumble, but he was out of bounds, so it doesn't even really matter. Fletcher Cox, now a member of Cleveland, has 2 tackles. At the 13, a handoff to Pierce. He's going to get about 6. Yeah, another 6 yards. He got hit only after a gain of 3 or 4, but then fell down for the last 2. So, pretty even offensive balance for the Texans today. Another handoff to Pierce for their 24th run to 27 passes. At the 1st and goal, I don't see a reason not to hand it off to Dameon Pierce, except for trying to get Keegan Whitfield a touchdown. And he's got Cooks wide open. Cooks cooked his man, and that is Brandin Cooks' 2nd touchdown on the day. I just said his name a lot in the last few seconds. If I haven't mentioned enough, I am currently in a state of delirium from early spring allergies. But that doesn't mean we can't celebrate the fact that our boys in blue and red are going to be up 20 points. Oh, actually, we're going to go for 2 now for some reason. I'm feeling cocky. I want the extra 2 points. And, yeah, see if Whitfield can do it. We haven't had great success with these this season. And Whitfield going to get sacked. So, unfortunately, that doesn't count for Johnson III. We're going to take back over. Whitfield still in the game. Lovie Smith feeling pretty good about our lead at 19 points. Brandin Cooks can't reel that one in. Whitfield 2 for 8 on the day. 19 yards, but he does have a passing touchdown. So it's going to be 3rd and long now for Houston. The snap, and that's a bad one. Tried to force it into Connor, squeezing up the middle, and now for some reason, the only reason that was not a pick 6 was because of that cut right there by Owusu Koromoa. If that is not how he pronounces his last name, please inform me in the comments, and this is the response. I am so sorry for your headphones, everybody. I'm going to cut that out. I blew my nose in just the worst way. Under 5 minutes, Brown's threatening to score again, but we get a good stop there. Nick Chub, he's got 55 yards on the day, so not the best day for a pretty strong running back. Especially since Cleveland has split the workload between him and Deshaun Watson pretty steadily. Chub does get 7 yards now on his 18th rush on the day. Oh boy, whoever would have suspected that it was this hard to commentate while just like sniffling a little bit. Anyway, 3rd and 3, Deshaun Watson back, and he's just got a guy on the out route, and suddenly our lead is a little bit shorter. 39-27. Once the PAT is scored, of course. I just do a little bit of shortcutting with my math, because I'm not a mathematician. I can hardly even speak English. So, 39-27, Matlock back in the game. He's going to dump it off to Dameon Pierce. That counts as a run for some reason. I never get that, but also I'm not really a smart football guy. So 15 rushes for Pierce. He's got 85 yards on the day. Matlock's got 5 out for the 3rd and 4 now. Going to try and find his man on the drag, but nothing doing for James Conner there. We're going to have to kick it away. So Houston Texans have a really weird predicament this season of being able to put up a lot of points quickly in a short period of time, but also being able to give up a lot of points in a short period of time. And it seems like when the offense runs dry, so does the defense. And so they can build up a lead pretty quickly, but they can give it up just as quick. So it's 39-27, and the Cleveland Browns are going to be driving from our 40 to our 24. Deshaun Watson, 250 yards, 2 TDs to an INT today. So this is a very important drive now for the Houston Texans defense. Early on in the 4th quarter, we've got a precarious 12-point lead, just under 2 touchdowns. If we can keep them short. Oh, Jamel Dean comes up with the interception just as I'm talking. I got to be a little bit less loquacious. But Jamel Dean has a beautiful pick. Just as I was talking about how we needed that stop, he comes up with it. Nelson Aguilar is going to get the highlight. He's got 137 on just 8 receptions. Not just, 8 receptions is quite a bit, and a touchdown. But, yeah, so 12-point lead, just under 2 full touchdowns. I mean, they could get a TD, go for 2, miss it, get another TD, and still be tied. So we really needed that stop in our own zone, and we got it. Pierce now gets out to the outside and crosses 100 yards on the day with I don't know exactly how long that was. I believe that was 13 or 14 yards. James Conner going to check into the backfield now. Houston really wants to run the ball a bit more in this quarter, probably kill some clock, and hopefully get at least a field goal, but another touchdown would really help them steal this game away. Taking a break to attend to my sickness, my seasonal sickness. We're going for the scat play that I love so much, Nico Collins on the slant. And we find him a little shorter than I usually try to go for, but we do get the first. Heath Matlock, 16 for 23, 220 yards on the day and a couple touchdowns. It's a very solid performance from your rookie quarterback, trying to lead Houston Texans to a 4-0 record to start the season. Matlock will hand it off to Pierce, and Pierce sheds a tackle, spins off another, falls ahead for about a gain of 11 yards, I want to say. So he's got the first down. We're running some clock. Killed a couple minutes off of the 4th quarter. Now we got 3 up high. My favorite look with our receivers. None of them are really open. Matlock he's going to tuck it and take it himself. Got just shy of a first down for 9 yards. So we're at the 41. We're driving pretty strongly right now. Like I said, if we put some points on the board, really help seal this game away. That'd be great for our hometown fans. Dameon Pierce is going to get about 4, maybe 3 on that one, but he got the first, and that's what matters right now. We're trying to run this clock down even more. We're trying to just, slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. We're not the hare, we're the tortoise. Texans fake the handoff. Matlock looking for a receiver, and Aguilar, he's deep, and he's got it. Wow. Nelson Aguilar, his 2nd touchdown on the day. That was an incredible throw from Heath Matlock. He really just threw it right into his hands. Aguilar just had to reach out right in front of him, and it fell down from the sky. Let's take another look at that. 2 defenders on him, too. He just had a step. All he had was a step, but that's all he needed because he was in the end zone. Plenty of space to keep running after he made the catch, and he secured it. And we're up 45-27. Take over on defense now, though. Cleveland is threatening. Malik Collins going to come up with a good tackle for a loss of 5 on that screenplay. 280 yards on the day for Cleveland Browns for Deshaun Watson, who is, as you can tell, a member of the Cleveland Browns. And also, if you couldn't tell, I am losing my mind. But just like the coach of the Cleveland Browns, whose name I cannot remember at this very moment, because sometimes commentating these games, you know the answer, and then you try to say the answer, and you don't know the answer. Anyway, Cleveland is at our 39. They are threatening to make this game interesting once again. We are up just 19 points. Not just. We've got 6 minutes left in the game. That is quite a significant lead. But like I said, Houston has a propensity to just give up their lead. But Heath Matlock, he's trying to keep the fans in it. He wants them to shout. He wants them to freak out Deshaun Watson. Make him regret the horrible way that his tenure with the Texans ended. So 3rd and 3 now. That is a screenplay to Chub again, and Chub, I make 2 horrible attempts at tackles. You really I need to stop playing defense. Maybe I need to stop playing altogether, and this should just be a simulation series because that was disgusting. Anyway, I believe Cleveland, they're probably going to try and go for 2 here. But, yep, take a look at this again. Nope. Never mind. Madden replays, thankfully, didn't highlight that. But we're going to skip ahead again, and Cleveland does bring themselves within 5 points. But we've got 2.5 minutes on the clock. All we need is to get down to the 2-minute warning, kill Cleveland's last 2 timeouts because they wasted one on their challenge of the Aguilar throw earlier. All we have to do is kill 2 timeouts, and we can start kneeling the ball and say, we are winners of 4 straight. So the handoff is going to be to Dameon Pierce, and he gets the outside, and he gets a lot more. He gets down to their 37, crosses over the 50, and Cleveland has to use their first timeout. They've got no choice, and we are now suddenly in field goal position, which would put us up 8 points, meaning that Cleveland, with no timeouts, would have to score a touchdown and 2. James Conner going to get the handoff now. He's down to the 29, so he got a gain of 8 on that play. James Conner, the backup running back, looking very solid today, I have to say. I'm very, very happy with that pickup that we had in the offseason. Conner still in the backfield from our 29. Whitfield in at the quarterback position, and Conner, he finds some open space, gets to the outside, and he puts this game on ice. James Conner, our second running back to score today, on a 29-yard rush. He just has nobody near him. Probably could have got tackled there by 43, but the AI is almost as bad at tackling as I am. So we're going to run this one out. Cleveland does score with 3 seconds left to go, but thankfully we've extended the lead just enough that it doesn't even matter. Your Houston Texans are 4-0. They've beaten Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. They beat the Tennessee Titans, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They beat another team who I can't remember at the moment because I'm delirious. But this is the best start to a Texan season in quite a long time. You can see that they got outplayed quite a bit in the passing yards by Deshaun Watson, but put up almost double their rushing yards. So Dameon Pierce really had himself a day. James Conner really had himself a day. Let's going to take a look at the highlights here. Deshaun Watson, as you can see, 379 for 4 touchdowns. But Heath Matlock also put up good numbers, 17 for 24, 258 for 3 scores. Keegan Whitfield did throw 2 interceptions and only threw 2 for 11, so he had a really rough day. He also did not do particularly well in the rushing category, but you know what? Rookies, especially rookies who don't play that much, are going to have a rough time sometimes. So as you can see, Dameon Pierce, 135 for 2. James Conner, 89 for 1. Really great. Nelson Aguilar, 173 and 2. Brandin Cooks, 57 and 2. So consistency and explosiveness from the receiving core. Jamel Dean had 10 tackles, half a sack and an interception. Malik Collins had a sack and a half. Jabril Peppers had a very clutch interception. So good day just about from everybody. Trey Flowers had himself a sack as well. So, yep. And we're going to we're going to move ahead to season stats. Heath Matlock over 1,100 yards on the season, 10 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He's having a really good start for the second overall quarterback. Keegan Whitfield, less good, but again, he gets way less playing time. Dameon Pierce, almost 400 yards and 8 touchdowns on the year. He's got 5 in his last 2 games, so he's doing really well. Nelson Aguilar, 541 and 4 scores. Brandin Cooks, 261 and 4 scores. Nico Collins has 203 scores. So that top 3 receiving tandem has been incredible for us. Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Pitre leading the way with tackles. They each have an interception as well. Jabril Peppers just got his first interception. Malik Collins has 4 sacks on the year. Dante Hightower has a sack. He's playing really well at the backup middle linebacker position. I've been happy with Trey Flowers as well, who has 3 sacks and a tackle. LaMichael Smiley has 7 tackles and a tackle for loss, playing at a backup defensive tackle position. So he's been playing admirably. So yeah, I think our team's playing really well. We wouldn't be 4-0 otherwise. We've made not exactly consistent and great play, but we've made the plays that will win us the game. So thank you for joining me, everybody, for episode 7, and we'll be back next time for week 5 of the NFL season, where the Houston Texans will try to remain undefeated. Goodbye, everybody.